What's up, everybody? It's KBR Sports, the best sports talk show on your 24-hour day. I'm your host, Brendan Abbin, with my co-host, Nigel Patterson.
Hello, everybody.
We hope everybody's having a great Wednesday evening.
Night.
One day...
Go ahead. Go ahead.
One day before the NFL draft, where 32 teams will engage in making different selections. Well, actually, no.
Season's
Not
about to
all
start.
32 teams, actually. Only some of the 32 teams, because some teams don't have first-round picks.
Well, I mean, you're still going to make them picks, though.
Not tomorrow.
Not tomorrow, but I mean, you still...
I saw them on the contest tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
So, some of the teams will be making their picks that will all be in the first round.
Which
Hopefully, picks that will change their franchise.
Which teams still have picks?
The Rams don't have a pick.
I know that one.
I don't know if the Patriots have a first-round pick. I think they might have traded out the first round. Yeah, the Patriots... Actually, no, yeah, because they got the Deflategate penalties. I'm not sure who else other than them two, but I definitely know those two for sure.
The two teams?
Huh?
Yeah.
So it's 30.
Yeah.
All right. So hopefully, if you guys have any kind of draft things you want to convey in our show, you can call in at 571-991-0566. Also, you remember you guys can follow and subscribe to the KBR Sports Podcast, where you will receive alerts and notifications whenever we're streaming live or wherever a new KBR Sports Podcast is posted live. You can do that at Rabble TV, Spreaker, YouTube, iTunes, and SoundCloud. Also, you can follow the KBR Sports Twitter page at KBR_Sports, where we tweet the live links and show topics prior to every single show. Nigel, what do you think about the draft tomorrow? Are you excited for it?
I'm excited for everything related to the Browns.
You say you're excited for everything related to the Browns?
Yeah, everything about it. I'm super excited.
You don't sound too excited. It sounds like
it's my normal voice.
Just lacking much enthusiasm.
I'm not an enthusiastic person.
So you're not excited about the fact that the Browns could possibly pick a quarterback that could, or pick a player that could change the fortunes of their...
Mark Schefter? Mark Schefter? Adam Schefter. I was saying Mark. Yeah. I don't know where I got that from. Adam Schefter. Pick a Mitch Trubisky.
Be something.
I mean, you were.
Oh, wasn't
Yeah, you were.
I was the same as
No, you were.
No.
I know you.
See, now you want to change my words.
I ain't changing your words.
First you try to...
Nobody
trying to enforce.
Anybody trying to... I did try to validate.
Yeah, you did try to invalidate my reports.
At the time,
now
it
you're trying to put words in my... It was valid. I knew before you.
Shut up.
I mean, it's not wrong.
It is.
It's not. Yeah, we have playback.
Anyway, keep going.
So, yeah, when you're wrong.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, but I just feel like that's a possibility they could explore.
They will. They're going to take Mitch Trubisky.
You said they're going to?
They're going to take Mitch Trubisky. And then take Deshaun Watson at 12.
Well, guys, we might as well jump into our first topic, where we're discussing what each team will do, at least the first top 10 teams. And we have more time to expound on the rest of the teams in the first round. But still in the top 10, what each team will do and who they should take. So, who do you want them to take?
I want them to take Watson.
Why?
So he's the best prospect in the draft. Just take the best prospect that you feel like is in the draft.
Nigel, you gotta give people more than that. They don't know what being the best prospect. Why is he the best prospect? Give him background, man. You gotta give him more substance.
Why am I talking? Brendan, you talk. I already spoke on the subject. You talk on the subject
Nigel,
for once.
What do you mean talking? I talked on the subject for
once.
You're trying to invalidate everything I said.
No,
so,
now I'm all ears.
No,
Brendan, talk.
Nigel, I threw the subject. Go ahead.
I just talked about it last week. Brendan, people want your thoughts. This is Brendan's sports radio show.
This is normally how a radio works. Throw something at somebody.
Yeah, but Brendan, let me be the. You never let me. That's the problem.
No. You don't know how to be a host.
You never let me.
Nigel, you literally have openly said, "I don't know how to do it."
I never said this.
You have.
Play it back.
I told you.
Play it back.
I will find a playback for you. What do you mean?
There's no playback. I've never said it. It's never said this.
There's multiple. Nigel, I literally told you to end the show, and you said you didn't know how to do it. You said I have no idea what I'm supposed to do. Exactly. So how can you be a host?
Teach me, Brendan. I'll be as good as you.
Nigel, you've been working on the show with me for over 2 years. What do you mean you don't know by now?
Teach me.
You see what I... Shut up and just talk.
Brendan, I've already said my point. We talked about Myles Garrett 3 times already. Brendan, people want to know your thoughts. People know how I feel about Myles Garrett.
But they don't know why.
Brendan,
you're just saying he's the best prospect.
I spoke about it the first time we talked about it. I spoke on it. The second time I talked about it.
Nobody remembers what you
said. We just talked about it. Not 3 days ago. But 2 days ago?
Half of what we talked about 3 days ago was you
2
trying
days
to
ago.
invalidate. Okay, 2 days ago was you trying to
invalidate. I talked about Myles Garrett at first.
You were trying to invalidate
and then I invalidated what you said.
No, half of the conversation was talking. You trying to invalidate what I said.
Yes.
You were trying to explain what a prospect was. You weren't even breaking down why Myles Garrett is this and this prospect. Then we went into talking about quarterbacks, and we didn't even get into the nitty gritty of why Myles Garrett is this and that, what he did for Texas A&M, what he can bring to the Browns, all these specifics. You just went on this roundabout way without getting specific. Nobody knows why he's the number one pick unless you explain why. And this is your team, Nigel. Explain.
So you explain.
Oh my God,
Brandon, I've told him before.
Do you not know that
you have
never
never
should be the number one pick?
You never. No.
just say that.
No, man, because I was throwing it to you.
You throwing it to me.
Brandon, when somebody says, I was going to know something, they put it on the other person and say, hey, cover me real quickly while I look at Brandon.
No,
I don't follow.
I have no idea.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do.
No, you don't.
Nigel, we just said that with the. I just literally said that with the picks.
What picks?
I only know the Rams and the Patriots don't have picks in the first. I have no idea.
But you had at least the knowledge of those. But I do not follow the draft.
Oh my God!
I do not anything.
What do you mean? Anything?
What sports shows do I watch?
I don't know.
None.
So how you gonna try and invalidate things I say? Yeah, shut up, man. Exactly.
Because if you say it, it's wrong. That's why I can do that.
You admit it. You do less. You have less.
No, I do. No, I said I watch less sports shows. I don't watch sports shows, but I do follow I do follow the NBA, but I don't follow it.
Not exactly. So how you gonna try and invalidate news I put?
Because I had looked it up at that point in time, Brendan. When you told me, Brendan, but when you throw me a topic, I look it up and I'm like, okay, let me look around and see what they have. Nigel, and I looked around. I didn't see anything you were talking about.
Nigel, here's the thing. Some stuff is just said on a show.
It needs to be on the computer.
Let me get it out.
Go ahead.
Some things are just said on the show. Some things are just said on the show. They're not always put in publication or into an article where somebody has to write it up. If it's just said out in a sentence, sometimes not even a tweet. They just have it as a little thing. Oh, the Browns or whatever are contemplating doing this. And see, here's the thing. Here's where we differ on things. See, y'all.
Instead of you talking,
let me
back.
See, can I finish my
No, because you threw a topic out. Then you complain about I didn't talk about it. I didn't say I didn't talk about it. You're talking about it.
No, Nigel, you hear what the problem with you just said is? Brendan, you threw out a topic for me to talk about, then I try to throw for you to talk about when you never talked about it.
Because, Brendan, I was throwing it back to you, so you could cover me while I pulled up stuff.
Oh my God. Nigel, why didn't you pull up stuff prior?
Brendan, I just came from work.
Nigel, we both did.
Brendan, yeah, exactly. So you have stuff. Brendan, you had time to go home and eat, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Brendan, I literally grabbed my laptop and came here.
Nigel, hold on real quick. If you were trying to tell me why Myers Garrett should be the number one pick so bad last show, and you don't know why he should be the number one pick, so you were just talking.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, yeah.
This guy, man.
Hey, I don't claim to know everything.
Oh my God. Apparently you do.
But Brendan, you're just supposed to cover me. As a coach, you're supposed to cover me.
Nigel.
Now it's too late. I have it up already now.
Okay, tell me.
Gosh, man. Now I'm gonna cover you. Shut up. Shut up.
I'm letting you go. Nigel, think about it. I just gave so much time for us to talk about you. I gave you all that time for you to be reading. So technically, I was covering you without doing what you told me to do.
You weren't covering me because I had to respond to you.
I respond to you all the time while not actually listening to you.
See, that's just disrespectful. I listen to every single word you say.
Half time I gotta pull up music.
No. It's cool. My opinion's not relevant to you. That's fine. That's fine and Danny. That's absolutely fine and Danny.
Shut up. To this talking.
What?
You just
I remember that.
I'm sure you don't.
I remember that.
Okay, go ahead.
Anyway, off NFL.com draft. Draft. Am I not allowed to say NFL?
Huh?
Anyway, I'm just saying. I don't know what we're allowed to say and what we're not allowed to say. Anyway,
you can quote your source. I mean, if you're reading word for word.
Alright, well, I'm about to be word for word.
Okay, yeah, quote your source.
And my computer's about to die, so I'm gonna make it through this, and that might be done. Chiseled physique with functional strength, and not just beach muscles. Bigger than what you think. Uber athlete, spring-loaded hips, and elite explosive and powerful legs allow for him to fight through, redirect blocks, and corner the edge at sharp angles. Dominant pass rush ability and production in college. Remarkable burst off the snap. Three steps can throw offense into disarray. Pretty much that's the go.
Well, here's one reason why I believe you could also why Miles Jackson would be a worthy pick at number one. Because one thing, the most important position is the quarterback. So how do you beat a team the best? By disrupting the quarterback. So you get a pass rusher that can get to the quarterback, make him uncomfortable, and disrupt him. Now, all this stuff that's coming out, because obviously as you get closer to draft time, people are going to start getting nitpicked more.
Lazy.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Even Warren Sapp saying that, I'm like, it
was a real thing. He did have half his sacks last year against one team.
But the thing is, you take so many more reps on the field in college than you do in the NFL. His plays are going to get lessened in the NFL. He's not going to have to be on the field consistently like he was in college. And even to Davion Clowney, some instances he had to take some breaks on some plays and stuff.
That's different though.
He get double team, triple team.
I mean, yeah, but you saw Davion Clowney had production in college though.
So you don't think Myles Garrett did?
He had production, but I mean, he had legitimate. Myles Garrett has legitimate questions about why didn't he produce more in college than what he actually did.
Well,
the whole Warren Sapp said 6 games he didn't have a sack. I mean, it's a legit question. You go back and look. Why didn't you have at least a sack in one of those games?
Well, that's the thing, because sometimes sacks don't show all the numbers.
They don't.
So it's like if you look at a guy like Aaron Donald is arguably the best defensive player in the league right now, and he's an interior lineman. If you're gonna if we just base things completely off of sacks,
position though.
It is a different position, but it's like if guys are double, triple teaming you on the edge, it's like we're not seeing how many sacks he's opening up for teammates, sort of thing. So I mean, in that sense, you're still having impact on the game, and you're taking that much attention away from your other guys. And I mean, the Browns have, I can't remember the other guy on y'all's defensive line, but he's also a talented young guy. And the Browns, I mean, they're just trying to amass young talent.
That was my point of when we talked about it on Monday. It's like, we desperately need a quarterback. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, you also need defensive playmakers. And in a draft that's not quarterback heavy, the first quarterback was first being mocked at 12. This isn't like you're missing the generational talent here. Mitch Trubisky may work out, but he's not the can't miss prospect that Andrew Luck was, or even the Robert Griffin III was, or even he's not even the Andy Dalton kind of prospect or anything like that. He's a project quarterback that's expected to be good in a few years, but who knows? I mean, he hasn't played that much.
Because y'all, I mean, think about it. Because right now, y'all in the same situation that the Jaguars are in, sort of thing, a few years ago, when they took Blaine Gabbert over J.J. Watt. Yeah. And that was such a bad pick. It was such a bad pick.
Not even hindsight bad pick. That's just a bad pick.
But it's like one of those things now. But it's the quarterback. It's the quarterback kind of thing. Yeah, it's just like people are just like
take a quarterback.
That's
why I like when you said the other day. Should they think about taking? Well, like not in this draft. I mean, I told you before. Like, I would rather them take Garrett first and get Watson later in the draft.
I think Garrett is the better point. That the way they're thinking is, hey, if we can get the quarterback that can help us get wins, because even though pass rushers are great things to have, they're kind of like they're like accessories to an outfit. A quarterback is the essential part of your outfit and everything. Like a pass rusher is like your watch, everything like that. Well, so you don't really need a pass rusher.
I disagree with that.
Like, think about it. There have been Super Bowl teams like Legion of Boom. It's not that they didn't have pass rushers. They didn't have they didn't have J.J. Watt pass rushers. No. I mean, they were predicated off of great defense, and then they had Russell Wilson as the quarterback.
But they still could get to the quarterback.
But part of the reason they get to the quarterback is because they had a great secondary that gave them more time. So it's like it's not like they needed the great pass rush. Like, I mean, I'm not trying to say that. What's the brother's name? The Martellus Bennett is the one that. Michael Bennett. Yeah, it's not. I'm not saying like players like him and Bruce Irvin. I think when he played there weren't great players, but it's like I think that when you look at how guys add wins, like Von Miller performances, Von Miller can get 8 sacks in a game, but they will lose regardless because Tom Brady threw for whatever. You know what I'm saying? So.
I mean, I kind of get you, but at the same time, if a great lineman's going off, I mean, typically they're having a great game.
That's the thing. Even in that game when they were killing the Patriots, Tom Brady's still having an alright game though. He was still having a pretty good game, and it's like Peyton Manning's job was just don't turn over the football. That's essentially what his job was. They still almost won. Tom Brady was getting smacked. He was getting smacked. So it's just like if you think have a great quarterbacks always will add wins.
Yeah, absolutely. They're the most important position on the field. We're not gonna disagree. Like,
remember how we had that conversation? I'm not saying he's Aaron Rodgers, but remember when we had that conversation? You put Aaron Rodgers on any football team, how many wins does he have? If I said I'm gonna put Von Miller on any football team, I don't think.
Yeah, you're right.
You know
what I mean, that's why I said I see what you're saying. Like, you get a quarterback, and if it works out, your team is probably almost playoff team.
Yeah.
But you add a pass rusher, your team's still pretty much the same. Like if they draft Myles Garrett, I don't expect them to jump into, I don't even expect them to jump 6 wins or anything like that. They'll probably still stick around 3 to 4 wins. But it's just about adding talent at this point. The Browns have too many holes to just say, take a quarter. Well, then, I mean, you could say take Trubisky first, and then you could fill your holes later on. But I still think that just.
I think that's essentially what the culture in. Colts had so many holes, and it was like, hey, we're gonna get the quarterback. We need him now. Like if he's there, we're gonna take him. Like,
when they drafted Luck?
When they drafted Luck, the Colts, the offensive line needed repairment. running game.
Luck was a can't miss prospect.
No, I know he was a kid, but I'm just saying in that situation, it was like we're gonna take the quarterback. I think everybody's like, if we can get the quarterback, we're gonna get the quarterback. Like if in any situation, I mean, it sounded like how the Redskins were like, hey, we're gonna trade all these picks. And RG3, I mean, that first season he had was a great season, and so it was like we're gonna trade all these picks, we're gonna get the quarterback, then we'll worry about the rest later. They didn't really have a great defense a lot, but RG3 added.
Putting it nicely.
Yeah. You know, RG3 added about 7 wins in that season. Yeah. So it's like. It was just a great year for them. Okay, now number 2 was the San Francisco 49ers. Okay, so for me, I see them taking Solomon Thomas, who's the defensive end. Mm-hmm. But the only thing about the 49ers for me is I think because now they're talking about taking Mitch Trubisky, and I think they're bluffing to me. I think they're just trying to get somebody to trade up.
I don't think they're gonna take him.
Yeah, I think they're trying to get somebody to trade up and just pull for the trade bait because I mean I don't think that. John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan like Mitch Trubisky. And really, the Mitch Trubisky talk only started heating up once the Browns said we're interested in taking him. Yeah. So now everybody was like, "Oh, we'll take him. We'll take him.
Yeah,
we'll take him."
I think they're trying to get the Jets or the Bills to maybe jump up there and take him.
Yeah, because I mean, if you think about it, I think they're trying to do that, and they're also trying to get the Browns to package that 12th pick and then some other picks down the line. Because if the 49ers are like, "Hey, we can move back," like. What we need immediately is not something like all the guys that we might need, aside from maybe a Christian McCaffrey and maybe a Solomon Thomas, of course, but other than guys like that, we can move back and possibly get some help. Because when you're in a position like that, anything will help you. Yeah. So it's like you're not really sitting here saying, and if they don't believe that the quarterback they want in the draft is there, then they're just like, we can move back and get a position out.
Yeah.
So for them, I mean, that's what I see them.
So you think they're taking Solomon? Because the other person I've seen mocked there a lot is Fournette.
I saw that, but I don't think Fournette fits the system Kyle Shanahan wants to run. Mm-hmm. I would think Christian McCaffrey more so. He's more of Kyle Shanahan's kind of back. Think about it. The two Falcons running back. I can't remember. One of them's Freeman. Yeah, Freeman, and I can't remember the other dude's name. But those two.
That's disrespectful.
I can't remember. It's a slip in my head. My community.
You're right.
Yeah, but When you think about how those running backs were, they were combo backs. They could come backfield. They could run the football in between the tackles, sort of thing. Fournette is a good. He's a better running in between the tackles.
Oh yeah, he's best runner.
But in terms of receiving back, McCaffrey is the best receiving back in the draft. Yeah. So it's like I think that's more of Kyle Shanahan's speed than anything else. The only problem is you get Christian McCaffrey, you don't have a quarterback that's really going to throw him the ball. I mean,
how's that going for Todd Gurley?
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? Okay, so number 3 is the Bears. Bears is kind of interesting to me because the Bears. You just signed Mike Glenn, but he's obviously a placeholder.
Come on.
So you could suspect the Bears. I don't know if Mitch Trubisky is as hot as everybody else.
The thing is, I don't feel like I feel like the heat from Mitch Trubisky is not that hot. Mm-hmm. I feel like it's a lot of people bluffing that they're gonna take him. Yeah, but I really don't feel like it's that hot.
See, that's I agree. That I don't see like he's not that guy. He only played in 13 games, so I'm just like.
But he played good in those 13 games.
But think about it. He has less experience than Mark Sanchez did when Mark Sanchez came out for the draft. So it's like, I just don't know what I'm supposed to believe.
Why use Mark Sanchez?
Because Mark Sanchez was regarded.
He don't play a year. He won't play a
year. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. He was regarded as this great prospect that was going to come out.
Still in the first. He went top 5.
Yeah, because he went to the Jets.
Yeah.
So it was like, but then we saw how that turned out. So and he played. He off the back of a defense.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm just saying. You're right, but he went off the back of a defense. Come on. So that's one of those things. Like I don't know if Mitch. And the thing about you're going there, you'll be sitting behind Mike Glennon, but I don't think it's.
You really think he'll stand behind Mike Glennon?
I mean, you had to sign Mike Glennon for a reason.
Be a backup.
To be a backup to a rookie,
man,
that only played 13 games.
If he comes to the training camp, why not? If he plays one,
if he's flamed up in training camp, I suppose, but I just don't see.
When you say Mike Glennon, you're gonna sit behind Mike Glennon. I'm just like,
I mean, Jared Goff sat behind Casey Keenum.
Yeah, I was considered a stupid move, to be fair.
I was, but then when we came in the game, everybody was like,
you see why?
Yeah, he saw why. So it's like, I mean, if this kid's not ready to go, then. And the thing is, I don't believe everybody holds Mr. Trubisky in that same light.
I just don't see it.
Yeah, like I
really don't.
I think the Bears might. Deshaun Watson might fit their scheme more so. I think in Chicago.
The thing is, I saw him being mocked at is either they trade back into the first round.
Who, the Browns?
Yeah, the Bears.
Oh, the Bears.
And get him late in the first round, or they took him. What pick do they have? They have 30.
Well, now they have
4.
You say you want me to... Okay, hold on 1 second.
No, it's the third, whatever pick they have in the second round, which is like 34, 35.
Okay.
So I saw him being mocked there, but I don't feel like Deshaun Watson's gonna fall in the second round.
Really?
I don't think he will. Somebody's gonna jump at him on the end of the first.
The eagerness to take quarterback.
That's what I'm saying. No, it's no way he's gonna fall in the second round. I say that and watch him fall in the second round.
I don't know. I mean,
I just don't see. I just see somebody at the end of the first round taking him. Him and Kaiser, I don't see them falling into the second round.
See, Kaiser's weird. I think Kaiser hurt his draft stock with what he said.
What?
The thing about the intellect of Tom Brady,
the
body of Cam Newton.
He does.
Remember that quote the person said about him being
immature,
millennial?
No, he's the millennial.
Yeah, he said he's the prototypical
millennial. Prototypical millennial.
And like he used it, and he does
more
to that
very
quote.
negative way.
Yeah, we're
he's more about being he's more about the image of being a quarterback rather than the play of a quarterback.
Thank you. Yeah, that's what he said.
Didn't even need the computer for that one.
You didn't. Good job. But he's kind of like when you start to that kind of reputation.
And then his coach said he probably needs to stay for another 2 years.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like it's not helping his case. So
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody's gonna fall in the second round. He would be the one to die.
Deshaun Kaiser.
If somebody's gonna fall, if one of the quarterbacks is gonna fall, it'll be Deshaun Kaiser. But when you put the measurables out there, somebody might bite on that.
What you mean?
He's a big guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a good arm.
Yes.
And you say accuracy and stuff like that. You can fix that kind of stuff. What they'll say. And I mean, it's like somebody will bite. Somebody will see those measurables and be like, I can work with that. A project quarterback.
I wouldn't want to.
I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the guy.
Yeah.
But
okay, Jacksonville Jaguars, another team. I mean, okay. So who I think the Bears should take. I never said who I think they should take, but I think they should take Jamal Adams, the safety out of LSU.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's a talented dude. I mean. I saw him come on do consistent interviews on the 4-Letter Network and stuff like that, and I enjoyed how he talked and everything like that. He sounded like he really knew. I know, but he sounded like he was really like football driven.
Yeah, which tell you what you want.
And he even said that. I mean, of course he's gonna say this, but when he was talking about Leonard Fournette and talking about his experience tackling him and practicing tackling him, I was like, you gotta be willing to take a shot if you're gonna tackle that guy. You know what I mean? So. He obviously was fearless in being willing to tackle Leonard Fournette. Okay, so number 4 is the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, this draft pick all depends on how you feel about Blake Bortles.
They're not taking Mitch.
You don't think they're gonna?
They're not gonna take Mitch. They just
at all.
Okay, I will say this though. We spoke on it a little while ago about new regimes bring in new quarterbacks, and they did just get a new coach.
They did.
So typically, I would say, they're going to get a quarterback. But I think they're going to play Bortles one more year.
Why do you think that?
It's just, I don't think they want to waste the number 4 pick on a quarterback. I mean, say what you want about Blake. He has put up big numbers. I mean, garbage numbers, in garbage time, but not garbage numbers, in garbage time.
You're not helping his case.
I'm just saying. But he has shown at least he has talent. So I think they'll say 1 year, show us what you have. If you don't have it, we're going to be bad again if you're bad. We'll take a quarterback next year. I don't think they go quarterback.
That's the thing, though, because I think a lot of people are really banking on Sam Darnold for next season. Like, everybody is saying, if you don't, we don't have the sellout quarterback we want this year, so we're going to bank on Sam Darnold next year. You know how many teams will want Sam Darnold next year?
Well,
that's a lot of teams that will want Sam Darnold for you to be banking everything on just Sam Darnold. Like, I think that's a risky proposition to play. I mean,
it is, but I mean, do you take a quarterback this year you're iffy about and have a quarterback? Once again, he's not the best. He's not even average. But he has some talent there. And the main problem is they say if they fix his mechanics, they feel like he's quarterback.
Yeah.
So you take, like I said, new coach comes in. He says 1 year, let me work with them. And if he doesn't see it, they'll get a new quarterback.
Okay. So the player I think they should take, it would be Jonathan Allen out of Alabama.
We actually agree on that.
Huh?
We agree on that.
Yeah, because of the fact that he's the next best pass rusher after Myles Garrett that people say they have ranking behind him. And he's drawn favorable comparisons to the likes of DeMarcus Ware and other guys and everything like that. And actually, no, I think he actually drew one comparison to Albert Haynesworth, but I don't see that one. He's way more in shape than Albert Haynesworth to me.
Well, I'm pretty sure they're talking about on the field play.
Yeah, I mean,
They'll say what you want. In the contract year, Albert Hanger was a monster.
He was a monster every contract year.
In the contract year, which is what I'm sure they're talking about, rather than the garbage surrounding it.
And I mean, their defense was
okay.
It was okay. After all the signings they made last season. Like I feel like they signed half of the Broncos defense.
You gotta spend money. You gotta spend money sometimes.
Spend money just to suck again?
No, you gotta spend money to show players that you're gonna spend money.
To be the number 4 pick.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta do that.
Who's their running back? I can't remember. Is it
Denard? No, it's not Denard. It's somebody else. It's he's the backup. But what? I feel like they signed. They just signed him, didn't they?
I can't remember.
They signed him last year.
It's not.
I
remember Denard Robinson.
He's their backup.
He's the backup.
I believe so. He's the backup at 3rd string. I know he's on the team still. I know that.
Yeah. It's another dude with dreadlocks. I can't remember who it is though.
Dreadhead number 1.
Was it? Come on.
I'm just saying.
What are the odds they take Leonard Fournette?
I think low.
You think no?
I think like 20%. 20% chance to take him. I don't think they'll spend it on a running back though. I think I'm 100% sure they signed somebody last year in free agency.
This is the same pick. No, that was retracted.
Was it?
Yeah, I think that was Lamar.
No, somebody else.
It was a former. It was a former Miami Dolphins running back, and
big dude. Last name is Thomas.
I can't remember. No, I thought that was the tight end.
No. It's he's from like
anybody knows, call it 571-991-0566.
We're shot at when you need him.
We were struggling. Rudy, actually. But
getting to the 5th pick.
Well, actually, 5th pick. Actually, Rudy, this is your pick, man. This
actually,
is your pick.
Can I interrupt you real quickly?
Go ahead.
I feel like this would be a prime trading spot for the
Titans.
For the Browns.
For the Browns.
Yeah.
Oh, why?
Because I do think the plan is to go in this draft with Myles Garrett 1. When the draft was originally being started, I feel like the plan was Garrett at 1, Trubisky at 12. Because Trubisky was not that high of a prospect until getting later into the draft, and then it started team. I feel like now Trubisky's a little hot, so they're gonna have to trade. They're gonna have to trade ahead of 6 and take Trubisky at 6, either 5 or 6. Either they're gonna trade with the Titans or the Jets and take Trubisky there.
I think if anybody, it would be the Titans. I agree with you. If it would be anybody, it would be the Titans. If the Jets want a quarterback,
Titans want picks.
The Titans do just want picks.
And so I think it would be something like, this is actually what I did think about. It would be like 12, 50 something, next year's 2nd rounder, and another pick probably thrown in there somewhere.
So that's a good amount of compensation. But that is, the Titans pretty much bagged the Rams flow. They just took them for picks.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it's based on.
Okay, so if they stay there, I would say if they stay there, I remember. I think his name is Jordan Howard from Alabama, the tight end. And that's the reason why I believe this, because a lot of people will say, "Oh yeah, why not take a wide receiver like Mike Williams from Clemson or whatever?" I think they take Jordan Howard because of the fact I think the Titans are trying to convert into this big ball football. I think the tight end, because think about it. If you put another tight end next to Delaney Walker,
I'm doing wrong. It's a good prospect. It's just tight end in the top 5.
You're running a Patriots thing. You're running a Patriots gimmick. You're putting another guy next to it. Actually, and that's essentially what I believe they're trying to do. Because I think their general manager was a former branch of the Patriots or so, and so you start compiling a guy. You start compiling a big lineup where you're unguardable both, and you're still giving Marcus Mariota a big receiving target.
He does need.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, and this guy's athletic. He's pass blocking needs work, but he can run block and everything. So it's like he's an athletic. He used to play basketball.
I feel like every tight end used to play basketball.
I feel like the only guy I know that didn't play basketball was can't remember the dude's name right now. Yeah, I can't remember his name. But I think that would be a good pick for them, and especially if they want to run downhill football, because and a lot of times that will set up play action very well. Because when you have a tight end, and especially when you have a double tight end set, a lot of people are thinking, "Oh, it's run, it's going to be a play, or it's going to." And then when you run the play action on, they're taken for a surprise. And the Titans were number 1 in rushing last year. No, they were as a team. They were top 5.
Yeah.
So because DeMarco Murray had a great season. Derrick Henry, I mean, he got some touches and everything like that. But I think they're definitely trying to be a smash mouth team. Were you about to say something or?
No. Go ahead.
Okay. Now number 6 is the Jets.
It's the Jets.
Actually, no. Wait. Let me ask one more
Jets.
thing about the Titans. So do you think it should be Jordan Howard or Mike Williams from the wide receiver from Clemson? I mean, he's a dog too, but I mean he has championship pedigree. Just won the chip. So I mean that matters sometimes. Some guys, when you come from a winning situation, like that's the reason why I'd elevate Deshaun Watson over some of these other guys because he's a proven winner. He knows how to win. So
a lot of guys are winners that don't. Colt McCoy was a winner.
Beat the Cowboys.
AJ McCarron was a winner.
AJ McCarron is getting slept on. I'm waiting for him to be traded. He's getting slept on. He is. Like he's just buried in the Cincinnati.
Winning in college is kind of a different thing. Because I mean,
Tim Tebow's a winner.
Tim Tebow was a winner.
He is.
Just depends.
I'm telling you. That's the thing. That's the reason I'm like, okay, and if you want to just give him that wide out that he can just kind of throw the big ball to and everything like that, Mike Williams could be that guy. And he'd be lined up on the outside. I mean,
if you're gonna go big target, go ahead and go OJ Howard. Because it's a deep receiver draft. You can get a receiver later in the draft.
That's true.
You can get a receiver in the second round. But the problem is OJ Howard won't be there at 12, so Mike Williams will be there at 12.
That's true.
So once they made that trade, then you'd be good to go.
Okay. New York Jets.
Jets. Jets.
Do you think they take a quarterback?
No. They have 2 young quarterbacks.
That's the thing. They don't seem bought in. They don't seem bought into Bryce Brown and Christian Hackenberg.
They don't.
And they don't seem bought into either one of the guys. Like, when you're bought into Smith before you play either one of them, that's when I know you really don't have... Because even the Broncos threw Paxton Lynch out there. They threw Trevor Siemian out.
They threw both of them out there.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Due to the injuries, though. Oh, Fitzpatrick got hurt.
Yeah, it's just throwing them both out there interchangeably. Like, okay, let's see who play. Christian Hackenberg didn't touch the field. Bryce Petty did, and he played awful. So it's like... their quarterback situation, I mean...
Yeah, you're right.
If you don't have faith in Christian Hackenberg, I think at this point you start exploring. But then it's like, are you just taking to take a guy like we were saying?
That's what I'm saying.
That's the one thing that gets me. So I think, the Jets need a lot of help. The Jets need O-lineman help. They need secondary help. They need running back help. What are the chances they take Leonard Fournette?
Still think low.
You say still think it's low?
I think it's only I only have 2 teams that think it'll take him.
I think right here, I think this is where the top Bulls from Arizona comes in, and I think he's going to take a secondary player. I think he might take Marshawn Lattimore. I think because of the fact he comes from that Arizona Cardinals tree. I mean, he was under Bruce Arians and everything like that. So I think that's when this is where he would take Marshawn Lattimore from Ohio State. So in that instance, I think that, and the Big Ten had a great showing this year. So Marshawn Lattimore had a lot of chances to be exposed on the big stage. They had a good defense over there in Ohio State. So I think that he would be a good pick, and he would be being coached up by a defensive coach. I think would definitely help him. 7, Sandy or lost.
Hold on.
Okay, sorry.
Because I actually have somebody different at 6.
Okay, go ahead. What?
I have your pick for the Titans going to the Jets.
OJ Howard.
Yeah.
Why?
Okay. Because you say they're not balled into the quarterbacks, but once again, it's one of those things. They're gonna wait a year. They're not gonna waste a pick this year in the first round on a quarterback that they may not feel comfortable with. So they'll keep Hackenberg, and they're both young, so they'll keep Petty, they'll keep Hackenberg, but they'll say, you know what, we'll give them some offensive weapons, get the best offensive weapon to have them throw to OJ Howard.
I get what you're saying.
I know.
For me, when I get weapons, I want somebody to throw the weapon.
But the thing is, if neither of those two work out, guess what you already have?
A weapon.
Weapon for somebody to step into.
But what is? Because if you don't, I get what you're saying. I get what you mean. I'm trying to. I feel like there's a situation like this in the NFL right now.
But that's the point is that if it's a win-win no matter what for you, unless OJ Howard just busts completely. But it's a win if you take that
could be a wasted pick.
No,
because what if you could take? This isn't a good draft for old linemen, but
no,
by far. But if you can improve your defense,
and sure,
and think about your defense doesn't have to wait on any quarterback. Your defense, you can just build a defense. Yeah. OJ Howard needs a quarterback.
He does need a quarterback.
Sure,
but your quarterback also needs weapons. Unless you're a great quarterback, you're a great quarterback, you need weapons.
That's a good point. Okay, Los Angeles Chargers, number 7. Chargers need defensive help. They need defensive help. I think they're going to take Malik Hooker from
Hooker. Hooker?
I thought it was Hooker.
Hooker.
Either one. We'll say both, just so you can be happy with Malik.
But, okay, that was my pick.
Malik? Yeah, out of Ohio State. Just like I was saying for the same thing for Marshawn, I think that defense was so good. And that's what the... Oh, you good?
Yeah.
You just get like a... What was that?
No, I don't know what it was, but I could hit my knuckle and it's like...
I heard like a big
Yeah, that one didn't feel good. That one really did not feel good.
Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, that sounded so loud.
That really hurt.
You good?
Yeah.
Okay. You sure?
Ooh, yeah.
Okay, well, okay. This is why I'll try to keep the show going on while you're in injury reserve. But last draft, you take Joey Bosa. You address the defensive line. Mm-hmm. You address the linebacking core about 2-3 years ago with Manti Te'o. Mm-hmm. So now it's like, even though Manti's not like the greatest linebacker ever, I think you,
Not on the team anymore.
Well, Manti? Oh, he got cut?
No, he didn't cut. But he's a free agent.
For real?
Pretty sure.
I thought Manti was still there.
Pretty sure he's a free agent.
Okay, well, so if I'm not sure if this draft is that. Right. I think it's more solidified on the back nine. Or sorry, it's more solidified in the front seven than it is on the back nine. When you have a guy like Joey Bosa up there,
New Orleans Saints.
He's on the Saints now. Yeah. Okay, thank you for the update. Everybody, Manti Te'o is on the New Orleans Saints now.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I know, right?
I was thinking about his college thing. It's crazy.
You said his college game?
Yeah, the college thing.
Oh. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Anyway.
But the fact that you need a guy that can be on the back. If you already have a guy in the front that can tear things up, you need some guys on the back nine. It's essentially how the Houston Texans built their defense. Yeah. You got J.J. Watt. Then you went and got Whitney Merciless. You went and got other guys to help build that defense up, and then so essentially that defense started becoming more solidified. And you start signing other guys like Jonathan Joseph and other cornerbacks and safeties and whatnot to help build your defense up. So right now, I think them taking a safety would definitely be good for their interest. Number 8, Carolina Panthers.
Who do you have? I think we're going different
here. The Panthers are all about keep pounding the drum. So I'm going to say take Leonard Fournette. You're talking about pounding the drum. You want to keep pounding. What else would work better to replace Jonathan Stewart with? You bring in Leonard Fournette, a downhill running back who suits when the Panthers were last successful. They did 3 things well. They kept teams out of the end zone.
They did.
They forced turnovers and they ran the ball well.
They did.
So you got to get a guy that can run the ball well. I get that you want to get a guy that can be another weapon for Cam Newton, which is where you might want to take Christian McCaffrey. But I think Leonard Fournette would be a great downhill runner for them, and he could also. I think his receiving game might also be undervalued because of the fact LSU didn't ask that from him. LSU didn't really have a quarterback that was gonna launch the ball all over the place. So I think that his receiving skills might have more to them than we think.
Okay.
Do we agree?
No. Go separate here as well. I'm gonna go Lattimore.
What?
Yes. What? Okay. First of all, what was the biggest problem last year for them?
Their secondary.
They couldn't cover anything. Couldn't cover a soul out there. Any wide receiver can go crazy on them. You need a cornerback. I understand he's got a little bit of a hamstring issue, and I can understand that's kind of a big deal. But you need defensive talent, and you're taking a running back in the top 10. I understand there's 2 of them that are going to go in the top 10, but you can find a running back. You can find a running back.
Gosh, I don't know.
You can find one. Find
this good though.
That probably not that good, but I don't think Fournette's gonna last that long though.
You don't think
Fournette's gonna be? You think
Fournette's gonna be? He's a physical specimen.
You think Fournette's gonna be there at 8?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Think about it. I didn't think all the other teams are gonna take him.
I still think there's a chance he goes to the 49ers.
I don't think there's
a chance he goes to the 49ers.
I don't think they take him at all.
I think there's a chance he goes to there's a small chance he goes to the Jags.
Now that's one I think more so than the 49ers. I think Jacksonville, because I can't remember the running back. That shows it all. But I think I mean that just says it all. I mean,
who's the running back for the 49ers?
49ers, was it Carlos Hyde?
They gave up on him.
Actually, no, yeah, they did give up on him.
They don't run back either.
I do know the 49ers running back. This has to hit me. Yeah, I actually do know the 49ers running back. I just can't. There's so many running backs in the league, and they all just keep interchanging teams. I forget, but
right.
I actually do remember the 49ers running back. I feel like it's on the tip of my tongue.
So you need secondary help. Probably 2 best secondary defenders are gone at this point. Both the safeties. So you take a guy who's probably the third best talented defensive back in the draft. Lattimore.
Here's the thing, though. I don't think one
Chris
guy...
Ivory.
Chris Ivory.
Yeah, I couldn't think of his name.
Yeah, it was just killing me. I was like, man, who is it?
Chris Ivory and T.J. Yeldon.
Yes, there we go. Thank you. So Chris Ivory was on Miami?
No. He was on the Jets.
He was on Jets. Okay.
Or was he on the Saints?
He was on the... No, I think he was on the Jets.
He was on the Jets.
They signed him from the Jets. And the Miami has signed Lamar Miller for 1 second. And then, they signed Lamar Miller.
Rejected.
And they got rejected.
Yeah,
that's what happened. Yeah, okay. Okay, so... Pretty much, the reason why I'm going to refute your point here, because I do see what you're saying. Here's my only thing. It would be... you won't go wrong if you take a defensive back. The only problem is that one defensive back won't fix your defense. No. But you get Leonard Fournette, that could fix your quarterback.
Still won't fix
because
defense,
Cam Newton has had so many issues since the running game went downhill. Cam Newton had the best MVP season when they were running the football effectively. And think about what the Cowboys did. The Cowboys didn't have the best secondary. They didn't have the best defense. But what they did dominated time of possession. They kept the ball all
They don't have the Cowboys offensive line either.
They don't, but who do you think is better, Cam Newton or Dak Prescott? Don't answer so quickly.
Can I say Kirk Cousins?
Come on, man.
Nah, I can't lose.
Come on, man. See, that's the thing. If you even get 80% of what MVP Cam Newton is, you could be a playoff team. So it's like, and
they almost playoff team last year.
Yeah, they were. So it's like if Leonard Fournette can come in, be a 1,000-yard running back and get. I mean, I know. It's asking. Is that rookie? I mean,
that's not.
It's not the Cowboys running line.
The more issue I have is just taking a running back that high. It's just
you don't like it.
I just can't stand it.
Cowboys took that. I mean,
it did. It was a great pick.
You know what I'm saying? They could have got a defensive guy.
Defense is. I guess you're right. But the defense wasn't atrocious like Cowboys. No, not like the Panthers. It was not.
The Panthers was bad, but the season before the Panthers defense was top 5. So
they lost pieces.
The Cowboys were on the back 32 or on the back 25, so they had more reason to go get a defensive player than a running back. Right. Okay, number 9. We're gonna have Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals are kind of weird.
They're a good team that's in the top 10.
Yeah. And
see, like this is where I'd be a spot where I think this would be like if I don't like taking running back in the top 10, but this would be a spot for like Fournette for me, honestly though.
Really?
Yeah, like the team that just a luxury pick essentially because I mean they have. So? What's your point?
Just take the Cowboys might as well draft one too. Come on,
might as well.
Chill. Draft Christian.
Stop.
Dalvin Cook. Oh gosh.
I'll fight them. Be unnecessary.
I think they need a defensive player here because their defense was hurting last year. I think what's the quarterback name?
Andy Dalton.
Andy Dalton. I'm just blanking on the names today. It's like I got all the draft prospects names in my head, so it's like buzzing in my head with draft prospects. I don't have enough room for actual players currently in the NFL. But right now I think they need help in their linebacking core. Well, this is their front 7 in general. But the problem is I don't see Jonathan Allen falling that low. Because I think who did I have taking him earlier? I think I had who did I have?
Who was the third pick? No, you didn't have the third pick, did you?
The third pick?
That wasn't it.
Where did I have?
Did you?
I think I had Jonathan Allen going to Jacksonville.
Jags, yeah.
Yeah, I think I had him going to Jacksonville. Okay. I don't think he'll fall that low. But if you got fortunate enough that Jonathan Allen fell that low, there's another guy, I can't remember his name, Steven something.
Oh, I was gonna say Reuben Foster. Okay.
The thing is, Reuben Foster's diluted sample. I feel like that's probably gonna hurt him.
Probably, but see, that's what I'm saying. It's a luxury pick for the Bengals. They need help, but they aren't like desperate for help.
So, I mean, do you think that the diluted sample is enough to make them still?
Does he have a history of it before?
I mean, the thing about Reuben Foster, he didn't help himself this season. Getting dismissed from the combine, the whole incident at the hospital, he didn't help himself. I'm not gonna lie to you. He didn't do himself any favors. And it's kind of hard. I've done more research on getting a diluted sample when you take a urine test, and it's kind of hard to get a diluted sample, man.
Is it?
It is it's literally like a 1 out of 100 kind of chance kind of thing. So it's like you had to purposely be like chugging water to trying to flush your system out. in order to get diluted sample.
Yeah.
And the thing is,
so he probably will fall.
And and that's the thing for me. It's like, dude, does a team just like screw it? We don't care enough. Like we just want to address this need.
They still got Pac-Man.
But the thing is, here's the only problem. Because any single time a guy's had weed problems or any kind of problems like that, how many times are these guys successful? Josh Gordon struggled.
No, hold on a second.
Josh Gordon
hold on a second.
Josh Gordon's not even
Hold
right
on
now.
a second. Oh, you're talking about like legal struggle.
Yeah, like actually being available. I'm not questioning
their
ability.
About to say.
I'm not questioning their ability. You got to be on the field though. Randy Gregory has only played in like what? How many games for the Cowboys? Like
not enough.
Yeah, exactly. He has more suspensions than he does games. I mean sacks.
Weed's a powerful drug, man.
Weed is a powerful drug. Evidently, if you're willing to sacrifice millions for it, don't ever get me near it. Like, you know what I mean? If you're willing to sacrifice changing the fortunes of your family for forever, dude. I mean, these guys are making millions. You can't get off the weed for one time. What were you saying last show? What is it? How are you saying it?
The green.
Get out the. No, you had a slogan.
No, it was the green.
The green?
Yeah, it's just green.
I feel like you gotta have a slogan.
Just like Larry Sanders. I mean, Larry Sanders couldn't stop smoking the green, but
the green.
He recovered.
We should make a name for these guys. The Green Team.
No.
Yes, the Green Team.
Anyway, moving on to number 10.
Who else is on the Green Team?
Actually,
Randy Gregory.
Give me the number 10 real quick.
DeMarcus Lawrence.
I actually want to ask you a question.
Okay.
Number 10 is the Bills.
Okay. What's the question?
So I was looking around. I saw a couple of people had Patrick Mahomes. I'm just telling you what I saw.
This is what makes me mad.
No, hold on a second. And I will say, they said they feel like he can be a Brett Favre / Aaron Rodgers kind of quarterback. I'm just telling you what I saw.
I'm not getting mad at you.
I'm not getting mad at you.
I get mad at the fact that people reach so. You know how good Aaron Rodgers was?
He's okay.
Coming out of Cal.
No Kirk Cousins.
Stop. Last time Cal was even a winning program was when Aaron Rodgers was there and he was dominating.
They just went to a bowl game.
Huh?
They just went to a bowl game.
They did, but they weren't winning as much as when they were actually like a top 5 team with Aaron Rodgers.
They were top 20 with golf.
Top 20.
It's only 15 spots. Stop.
I'm just saying, man. Top 5, top 20. Where would you want to be? That's a real question.
Oh. That was a rhetorical question. Top 5.
So it's one of those things for me. I'm just like, I get Pat Mahomes, and we're gonna jump this guy over Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, can I read what he says?
Go ahead.
Okay. Texas Tech Patrick Mahomes is a special talent. He has potential to be a Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre type of quarterback, and he'd be really good fit with the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills have been starting for a quarterback of this nature, but they don't need to rush Mahomes on the field. Mahomes will have the luxury in behind Tyrod Taylor for a year as he adapts to the pro game. Then he could take over as the man in Buffalo.
I just don't understand.
Again, but Buffalo's not terrible.
But here's the thing.
They need a quarterback.
The quarterback isn't terrible.
He's not terrible. He's not great either.
He's not great, but Pat Mahomes is not going to be great.
You don't know that. You don't know that.
No, first season?
No, they said he was sick.
But they want to win now.
They can win now. They can win now, but they're young enough that they don't have to win right now.
That's the thing. If you fired Rex Ryan over, we're not winning, we're not in the playoffs right now, that obviously shows you want to be progressed further than you are right now. So it's like they got to. I mean, to me, it's just like, why are you going to take a quarterback that you're going to have sit for a year, maybe 2, and he's still a project? He has all the arm talent, all that. But who else did we see had arm talent and was garnered as could be the next Warren Moon, could be the next this guy, blah, blah, blah. Josh Freeman. Josh Freeman had arm talent. Josh Freeman was regarded as a top-level talent. Guess who else had arm talent, had great stature in his body? Jamarcus Russell. All these different guys. They all had these talent and stuff, but then they ended up not being nothing.
They also had other problems between the years.
But Nigel, here's the thing. They're still talented. We're taking this guy based off his talent. And the level of competition, I mean...
No. Jamarcus Russell had the issue of...
laziness.
No, even before that, between the ears. Josh Freeman, same thing. Those were both, they had problems up here rather than... They had all the talent in the world, but there were questions about their mental decisions.
Nigel, the problem is half these quarterbacks coming out now, they don't have the thing up here. A lot of these guys don't run offenses that make you develop the thing up here. They're in offenses that make them. They're in these air raid offenses that are going to inflate numbers, and they don't really draw on mental capacity, mental strength. They don't actually show how these guys know the game of football a lot of times. And I saw Carson Wentz, the one dude that ran a pro-style offense last year. was flourishing at the number 2 pick. Also Dak Prescott, obviously. But Carson Wentz, he was doing well with the number 2 pick until Lane Johnson, his tackle got suspended, then his play regressed. So it's like, I don't trust half these dudes, man. I just don't.
I trust Patrick Mahomes.
You support the pick of taking.
I didn't say that. I said I trust Patrick Mahomes. I didn't say
asking.
No, not number 10, but I'll be works out.
I would take a wide receiver here. If Mike Williams falls to you,
wish you would. He would be there.
Take a wide receiver.
Why not John Ross? Why not John Ross?
I wouldn't want them to take John Ross. Sammy Watkins is already a speedy receiver kind of thing, and John Ross. He got blazing speed, but he's kind of undersized. And the only issue I have with him is just like, if you're not running vertical pattern sort of thing, then his route running can be spotty at times.
Can I say Patrick Mahomes NFL comparison? Jay Cutler. That's not terrible.
On that note, we're gonna go.
That's not terrible.
It's
Jay Cutler. All right, hold on a sec. No, I'm not gonna go.
You're gonna defend Jay Cutler?
No, he's not an awful quarterback.
He's not awful.
Not a bad quarterback either.
Okay. Well, let's say this: Jay Cutler gets a bad rap.
He absolutely gets a bad rap.
He does get a bad rap. He's been to an NFC Championship game.
He led them to an NFC Championship game. Not even a thing where it was, but still, he was the main guy there.
He did have Brian Urlacher.
He did. He was still
had a good defense.
You don't get to the conference championship by not having a good defense usually. Usually.
Oh, true.
I'm not saying. Hold on a second. Sorry. I'm not saying he's a great quarterback or anything like that. But if you have a Jay Cutler type quarterback as your leading quarterback, you're not in a bad position.
Who's better, Jay Cutler or Kirk Cousins?
Kirk Cousins.
Just interested.
It's not even a close question. Come on.
Interested.
No, come on.
Just curious.
Don't disrespect Kirk.
All right, y'all. When we come back from the break, we're going to talk about Russell Westbrook and the end to his season as the Oklahoma City Thunder fall to the Houston Rockets in 5 games. See what we think about the series and how it ended. Stay tuned. It's KBR Sports, the best sports talk show 24-hour a day. Remember, once we end the link, stay tuned for hang around for about 20-30 seconds. Refresh the page, and the live link should be back up there for you guys to tune in. Remember, it's KBR Sports, y'all.
Thunder, more like thunder.